Welcome to a brand new edition of the Ramble and Reactions. Waving over there is handsome Dan Nye.
Sitting right over there is clever Eric Muller.
And Dan saw a movie today. It's a little movie from some director, Nolan something. Christopher Nolan?
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan. Yeah, he's retired from baseball and he's just been doing great job directing.
Clearly.
He throws the heat and he directs heat.
He directed the movie Heat?
Yeah.
Okay. So...
some would say Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight is the Heat, but with people in costumes.
People in costumes.
Now we're segueing into Dunkirk.
Okay.
If I had a map of England, I could show you where they had to cross.
But unfortunately, in all the maps in this room, England is not one of them.
Oh, we do have a globe of the world I could use.
We could, but we're not going to pull it down for purposes of this interview. Review, whatever. So
it's for a shtick.
It's so like half of us talking is shtick. So Dunkirk. Everyone's seen trailers, everyone's seen previews. You kind of know what this movie is going into.
If you read a damn history book, you'd know what's going on.
I mean, it's been a long time since history.
Crack a book.
Cracker barrel.
Crack a book.
Crack a book. Crack a barrel. Crack some skulls in this movie. Crack some ship holes would have been more appropriate.
Hairstyles head just.
Unfortunately, no. Spoilers. I'm not going to do spoilers, and so that's not a spoiler anyway. So you have 400,000 people stranded on Dunkirk's beach waiting to get back to England. Mm-hmm. Long story short, that's the plot of the movie. It's just survival. It's rescue. Like, it's a very simple plot. However, once you give this to Christopher Nolan, it becomes a beast of a different nature. So, Nolan doing what he does... I was trying to think of this too earlier. Does he ever tell stories linearly? Like, you get The Dark Knight and The Prestige, and I think almost everything else you have jump around in timelines. Like, yeah, there's not really. It's just not his style of storytelling.
Yeah, the first two Batmans. And
they jump around.
No, they don't. They're straightforward. Then the second one,
they do flashbacks and whatnot.
Yeah,
for extended sequences. I'm not saying it like a flashback for one scene.
Well, I'm talking like Memento, where
exactly. But I'm saying it is. I would say it's becoming common that he likes to mess with timelines, and it becomes very, very apparent in this film where he's telling, realistically, 3 different stories from 3 different groups of people. That's happening.
Land, sea, and air.
Yes, exactly. Land, sea, and air. All that's happening for Dunkirk, and they're set in different timelines, and they say it very briefly in the beginning, and you see each thing happening in different points for different people. Mm-hmm. And like people have said, not a lot of dialogue. Like, this is mostly you're watching this happen. And before I go too far, I had to say Hans Zimmer, holy shit. Like, the visuals in this movie and the music in this movie, I could literally watch this movie with no dialogue and still get 99% of the story because it's making you feel things. That's the thing I think a lot of people are getting a little hung up on with this movie is this is not a Hollywood blockbuster, so to speak. It's not glossy. It's very much a rough version of this. Like, it's very gritty. Mm-hmm. And it's an experience. Like, this is, I saw it in 70mm, and I would say see it in the largest format you can, but go in there knowing it's not gonna be what you've seen a war film. Like, Saving Private Ryan, the beach scene, it's kind of like that, but like sped up and slowed down, and then sped up and slowed down. So it's like you're getting these building points, and then you get a pressure release, and then you get these building points, and then you get a pressure release. Mm-hmm. So weaving the 3 stories in, you get a lot of really good acting, you get a lot of really good direction and writing. It's a very, very, very well done movie. Also, I have not seen or read any other reviews. So, however, I can see how someone would not enjoy this film.
Okay, so you've gone over a little bit of the positives. What are some of the negatives?
It's just, with the type of storytelling Christopher Nolan likes to do, you're going to you're not gonna have everybody following and tracking at every point in the story, because he does it sometimes at such a breakneck pace that every couple of seconds he's jumping from story to story to story. Mm-hmm. And if you're not paying attention to what events are happening when, you're gonna get a little lost, especially towards the last third of the film, because he's literally overlapping events that have already happened. So you're gonna be like, if you're not, legit, if you're not paying super close attention, you're going to be like, didn't that happen already? Or if you do realize that, you're going to be like, oh, this is from another point of view. So you can understand it, but it's definitely an experience and not like a type of movie you've seen before.
All right, so don't go to the restroom when you go see Dunkirk. Dan, grade this movie.
I give it an A. Like, I actually really, really, really enjoyed it. And I'm really happy I did see it in the theater because it's kind of an experience. Like, I can understand people's gripes with it, but I didn't have any. Like, I liked seeing it because it was different and it was unique.
All right, so Dan absolutely loves Dunkirk and wants you to go see it the biggest screen possible. Now, do you agree with Dan, or do you think he's wrong and, he should just, be sad for the rest of his life because you don't like him? Please let us know. Please love, comment, share, and subscribe. Sitting over there is Handsome Dan Nye.
Sitting right there is Clever Eric Mullen.
As we always say, anchors away, ramble on.
Ahoy, ahoy.